Aries, fancy meeting you here. It is time to dive in to your Stone of Destiny quest read, and I'm excited to get right to it. So let's drop in. We're going to go for a deep dive here. Come along for the ride. This is for any significant Aries placement. If you have a prominent placement in the first house, or if you are a Libra rising, that makes you an Aries descendant. And so there's something here for you. Also, collective, you can gain a lot from tapping into this read. We are all moving through this Aries archetypal energy as we're trying to activate our North Node here. So let's just dive in without further ado. Opening up with a blend of the Halloween Oracle with the Sacred Rebels Oracle, we're going to look at your path. What is the path that you are leaving behind now that is fading into the recesses of the past? What is the path that you see before yourself presently? From your current perspective, point of understanding of elements in play. And what is the hidden path that shall be illuminated for you with the coming full moon? They call it a beaver moon, and that moon will be coming in short time here. It drops on the 15th of November. It drops on the 15th of November, huh? Some of you may be preparing to make an announcement. You may be prepared to launch some kind of creative project. Maybe you're dropping an album, a new single, something along these lines, okay? It looks like there's something that's popping off here, perhaps with that full moon. It is a full moon in the sign of Taurus. Beaver is, of course, associated with the sign of Taurus. There could be a Taurus factoring prominently in your situation at this time, or you could be dealing with matters related to that second house, matters related to what you value, your self-respect, your sense of worth, what's of meaning and worth in your life, what you're willing to really invest in, what you're willing to get behind, as well as finances, money, get in the bag. Okay, so let's drop in here and have a look at it. We're going to do a simple cut, 3 piles here to look at your paths. And we're going to be just calling in that energy right now and having a look at it, okay? Starting from the future, moving back, what is the hidden path that will emerge for Aries, that will come into view, that will be illuminated with that coming full moon in Taurus on November 15th? Okay. What is the present path from Aries' current perspective? What is the present path before Aries? Okay, and this path here is what is falling into the recesses of the past. Of course, it's the foundation of the matter. So we're going to look here first and see what we got. Basis of the matter, number 30, the perfection of your life. Life path 3 energy coming in here. Life path 3 also perhaps receiving some special gifts in relation with what is coming to a close here, something that's getting ready to emerge in your life. After you get some grounding, I feel like this is sort of what you're focusing on right now, transforming the energy of the past. Perhaps you're wanting some kind of major transformation of the energy that played out in the past. You're sort of recycling the energy right now, composting it, you could say. You know, sometimes it takes some ish to make the flowers grow. And I do think there's something you want to see grow here, but what you want to see growing for your future, you want it to be informed by the lessons you learned in the past so it can have a real strong foundation. I see you wanting some sense of roots here. You're wanting a deep sense of rooting, you know? You're wanting stability. You're not wanting, you know, so much up in the air kind of energy. I see you really wanting to come back down to earth and perhaps being really focused on earthly matters, material concerns, you know, things that have longevity. You might also be kind of having to look at stages of life at this time too. That could be because you had a landmark birthday this past year, or you have one coming up. It's got you looking at things a little bit differently. It's got you seeing the way forward with, the wisdom from the past. You're starting to see how even the mistakes in the past are adding up to an empowered future for you, because it's giving you a certain sense of wisdom that has you laying down the foundation for your future differently than you would have in the past. So I do feel like there's something you've grounded out here. There's something that you've released. You're getting yourself in a place where you feel really stable, and this is foundational for you. I think you feel that the energy is about to shift. I think you feel that there's something that's transforming here. And I think you feel support, support from certain helpful influences. For a lot of you, getting out into nature is really a good support for you. It helps you really gain your grounding. You might really enjoy hiking or spending time in the woods. Some of you like to go camping, drop in real deep. You might be planning something like that, just to get out to nature, just to fully release the old cycle. There's something about that there. Maybe nature's been a great support for you in healing the old cycle. And if you haven't had space for that, you might be making space for that, just to firmly close out the cycle here. Yes, and this could have something to do with something that in the past you called it in, right? You manifested it. There was something you wanted to create, and it got a little hot to handle at one point, I feel. It wasn't quite what it was cracked up to be. It ended up being somewhat of a destructive element, I see. With the earthly weaver of the worlds, you could have been dealing with an earth sign that was a little bit too hot to handle in a situation, or was bringing sort of a destructive element into the mix about what you wanted to create for your life moving forward. So this can be like an interfering energy. I do feel like something got too hot to handle. That's how it's coming through. I think you're grounding out this energy. You might have some adaptations as a result of, hindsight now about how you want to move forward. And so I do feel like you are letting stuff go. You're earthing it. If you did some workings, you wanted to call in a certain outcome, you're starting to realize, oh, that was a little bit of a misfire there, okay? For you wizards out there, you really decided, maybe that's not what I really want to call in here. Either way, I feel like you're letting something go here, right? You're burying it effectively in the past, and you're taking the best parts of it forward with you. Feel like you're in the process of really getting grounded out here and thinking about what truly has longevity for your future. You're not jumping into anything here. It's like just taking a moment, okay, to get focused here. Now, this will be interesting because this is the only pile, the present, that has your ancestral energy front and center. The others have kind of some shadow elements or past elements kind of interconnected here. So we'll look at that in a minute, but let's see what is the foundation of what you're looking at right now. Well, you're actively creating something new here. So after you grounded out that energy of the past, I see you're turning your focus on up to that north node, what you want to bring into being here, and what you want wants you. We got number 7 coming in there, okay? So this could be something dealing with a relationship. I think about the 7th house. I think about the house of unions, mergers, unions and mergers with longevity. And we do see you're wanting to create something with longevity here. Also, it is the house of Libra. Libra is your opposite, but is also holding down the position at the south node here. So there's a new loop of connectivity, creativity coming in here, partnering with another. There might even be some visioning around this, what this looks like. This might be something that's just kind of coming in right now, getting a little inspiration for how do I want to move this thing forward? Okay, let's see what's coming in here as the energy coming in. Oh, we got she feels, she knows. So this is definitely a partnering energy here. We got 2 that are coming together to create some kind of foundation for the future here. Now, there could have been things that got in the way in the past. There could have been a little too much showboating, a little too much ego, a little too much investment in what an individual wanted in the situation, but I feel like that's a feather in the cap now. It's something you're sitting with now. You're also thinking about beauty and what you want to weave into your life, as well as a little attraction here. How can I magnetize what will truly give me fulfillment moving forward here? So I do feel like you're still sort of in this place where you sense, it's like you sense that you're coming into alignment with something here, that there is a new way to move forward. There's some kind of transformation happening here. There's also a sense that another is tapped in here too. Like you both are feeling the same thing, but I don't feel like this has been set in motion. It's more like this moment of getting really clear on what you're feeling, getting really clear on what the vision is for the future before you actually set it in motion. Okay, but you know you want things to be a lot more beautiful than they've been. I think things have been a little heavy, at times a little ugly, and you're ready to look up at, something that gives you a feeling of expansion and possibility. Because with that piece there of what you want wants you, and it does come in with that 7 energy. So there is some blessing here from spirit. This is bringing a little bit of heaven down on earth. I feel like you're looking for that sense of expansion. That's what I think of when I think of looking up at the sky, is there's just this endless possibility. It's like looking into eternity. So I feel like you need this, you want the breathing room here to come in. There's something you're wanting to elevate here. And I think that you and another are on the same track, even if you're not quite aware specifically of that yet, because the other hasn't made their intentions known or their thoughts known. But I do feel like this will be coming into the field soon, and there will be an awareness around it, okay? So let's check out the hidden path. What is this path that is coming into view? This is the path that will be illuminated for you with that full moon in Taurus that comes in on the 15th of this month. So I do feel like even if this is not like takeoff point, there's still something really important that comes through on that day, around that time. It is just 4 days before we have Pluto leave Capricorn and move into Aquarius, which is also a call to move into expansion. So there is this energy building of creating more room for the path forward. Oh, I love it. Look at it. You got Barnbrock, you got sweetness and synergy. So this is some harvest coming in. This is also feeling really grateful for the blessings that are pouring into your life. So where you feel this alignment, where this is coming in for me, there's this partnering energy for me, and I'm leaving behind the heaviness. You got a confirmation of this. I also feel there's a lot of ancestral protection around this as well. So you may still feel really connected to your loved ones who are no longer here, but you still feel them very close to you. Maybe you felt really close to them around Halloween. You just dropped in and you could feel their support. This is some kind of awareness that something that is meant for you, something that is your birthright, it is preserved here. There is some kind of harvest energy coming in here. Abundance, blessing energy, sweetness and synergy. You're coming into alignment with another. And let's see what we have on the top here. Oh, and it's about to pop off. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. So this is right at the 11th hour here. Time is ticking. It will be divine timing soon, and there's a major transformation that's going to take place here. I feel like New Year is going to be a really important time for you. You might even really want to celebrate New Year's Eve this year. You might be going somewhere. You might be going to some kind of dress-up event. You might even be going to a New Year's ball, okay? Some of you might be in Times Square. That's something you always wanted to do. I do feel like there's something important that's going down here. Whatever is being illuminated for you about the hidden path forward, it makes you realize that the way you're closing out this year is very different from how you'll be entering 2025, okay? Yes, indeed. Now, this is interesting because I just felt called to the wee moon that I have here for 2025. And I want to look and see what it has to say because there's usually some kind of poem or something written. So I want to look on the 31st and see what we have here. Okay. So the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, we have this written here. It says, as we are, tell me your visions of the future of fire and flood. Your prophecy is safe here with another disheveled prophet. Let's not get stuck here in the undertow of a dying civilization. We float like feathers on fire weather's draft. We're the midwives with a sack of magic on our wide hips swaying. We have remedies, dear sister. We hold a dying art, being reborn of fire and dust and flood. Excuse me. Nurturing seed under cover of moonlight. We speak owl into the forest for the trees. We slip slender fingers neath the damp rotting leaves. We witch water from hillside springs. Though it is too dry, wet, too windy still, we still nourish fallowed grounds with hallowed words for a harvest still being dreamt into being. Things fall apart and things come together, often at the same time. We are fitting the pieces together in the dark, but not blind. We have each other's light. So go ahead and cry and burden yourself here, for we are in cahoots. We are the same, you and I. We watch as old worlds fall. We provide hands to catch that which is being born. We'll welcome at first light the tender sprouting of a new age. And this is from Earth Dancer, written in 2022. So there might be something coming full circle in your life that went down in 2022. It looks like there's two of you that are really honoring the closing of something, the ending of something, and it's sort of like simultaneously. It's this interesting transition point where you're watching the new being born as well. Some of you, this may be a physical birth, okay? There may be a physical birth involved there, all right? Possible. It's possible for some of you. It did come in, so I wanted to bring it in. Let's see what magics you're going to need to carry you forward on your path here as you head toward that north node. The activation of your destiny. I might have to clear my throat a bit here. My voice has been getting a lot of work lately. So I'm noticing the vocal cords are needing some care. You may need to give your vocal cords some care, Aries. Maybe you're a singer. Okay, that's coming in. Maybe you're supposed to do something where you bring your voice forward more. Maybe you've been using your voice too much. Interesting. It might be beneficial to just like take some time to be quiet and really listen as you prepare for this new beginning, or maybe to not be so much in a rush to get the first word in, or to cut somebody off in conversation, to take some time to listen to what the other has to say, right? This coming in. This might be needed as you're coming together with this person, whoever this character is. There might be a need to really perfect the art of communication and create a little bit more space for listening, right? Something that will be empowering here. Let's look at the wild card elements with the arcane BS deck here and see what kind of magics you're going to need to carry you forward on your path. These are medicines that come from your bloodline. These are magics you gain through transformations you've effected in your own life from doing your work. And I know you got a lot of responsibility right now, Aries. You are in the North Node position, right? So you are the emperor of the hour here. Let's check it out. and see what magics you will need to carry you forward on your path to actually transform that fate into destiny. Well, first, you do have to pull something out at the root with sex, witch, and octopus here. So some of you got in a really entangled connection. Somebody's energy may still be corded into you. This is somebody perhaps that you were intimate with, and you might want to sort of protect yourself from further interaction with this individual. They do have a tendency to be a little bit grabby with your energy. I think there is something here that you need to recognize has the potential to pull you back down into an old karmic cycle, keep you tethered there at the South Node. You don't want to be in the South Node, okay? That may seem ironic because your archetypal energy is holding court at North Node, but that don't mean you don't have the work of your opposite to do, because you certainly do. And those of you who are Libra rising, you're really feeling this strongly, okay? There is a need to clear some old energy out of your space in relation to an intimate partner here. I feel like the energy is still corded into you there. So I do feel like this is a little bit of magic you need to bring forward here. You may need to do some extraction work. You may need to create some kind of formal ritual for yourself, a symbolic ritual of cutting off a particular connection, letting something go here that's had too much of a hold on you and is really keeping you kind of weighed down. Okay, so I do see you doing some release work here. You're looking at this, you're dealing with it effectively. Looks like you are pulling it out from the root and you're drawing a line under the past, so this looks good. Just know that this is like a blockage energy, so I'm picking up blockage in the sacral chakra there in relation to this. That is your creative center, right? It's the center of your energetic body that you need to be clear and open and functioning for you to actually manifest new beginnings in your life. So make sure you're paying attention to this. What other magics does Aries need to carry them forward on their path to activating their North Node, their destiny, achieving that stone of destiny? What does Aries need here? What other magics do they need? We'll go ahead and give it the full round. Ooh, this flipped over right in the middle of the deck. There's definitely something you're throwing away here. I think that you're really becoming, I think you always are, but I think you're becoming quite keen about certain energies that may seem friendly or may seem helpful on the surface, but you're really recognizing that actually there's nothing that should really be preserved here. This is like sort of scavenger energy. It's meaningless garbage. There also is perhaps something you've been holding on to for too long. This can even just be old stuff, you know, that you used to be really invested in, and it's kind of time to let it go. As you let it go, it drops a huge weight off of your consciousness. I got here. Some of you, this is actually like clearing stuff out physically from your space, things that you're holding on to, maybe old mementos of times that you really would rather just kind of like leave behind you. This can be stuff that you've been hanging on to because, oh, I might use that someday, you know, and it's just taking up space. It's like you need a little breathing room. This might be a good magic to enact, you know, to really do a good, thorough cleaning, reorganizing of the space, letting old stuff go. It's amazing when you start to move stuff in your physical environment, how much it moves internally. I mean, microcosm is merely a reflection of macrocosm here. So as you shift things in your environment, it shifts things in your life. It really is true. As you shift things externally, you shift things internally. You start to feel different emotionally here. You have a different perspective. You feel lighter. You have more energy. And I do see you doing a lot of work here, okay? A lot of work here. As you do, I think there's sort of like some reflection needed on what's been robbing your time, what's been robbing your time, what's been robbing your energy. There's something you need to be clear of here, where there's an energy drain. And I think you'll process a lot as you do this, as you get rid of the old to make space for the new. This is you got to hang in there, though. I do feel like it's a little hot right now. Okay. You are feeling the heat of a situation, like whatever you are pulling out of here, you're feeling the heat of it. And you may even feel like somebody has been controlling in a situation, or they have some kind of upper hand in this situation that they're executing here. You're tired of sort of being at the sort of whims of this person, or tired of dealing with their antics. Just hang in there. It's almost done, okay? It may be hot here, but you're going through a major transformation. And this transformation will actually put you in alignment with your truth. It will give you a lot of insight about the way to move forward. And it is sort of burning away the old identity. I feel like you are letting go of certain things within yourself too, that you're finding are just meaningless garbage. Old beliefs you used to have, old positions you used to really adhere to, different ways of seeing situations, other people, or even arguments, just stuff you've been holding on to, or maybe even a hope, that you're starting to realize, chuck it. This isn't the hope I have for my future here, okay? But you're letting stuff go. You're just about through this initiatory process, I feel, right? So hang in there. It's quite a bit of tempering you're going through right now, but you will rise like the phoenix from those ashes, and you'll be heading on up to your north node. Oh, yeah, you will. I mean, I feel like, it feels heavy, but at the same time, it feels fine. There's a part of you that knows this, that you're going to rise up here, and you're not going to do it in some sort of like very subtle way. I don't feel that at all. I feel like when you rise up, it's like, fireworks. Again, I don't know what it is about New Year's Eve this year, but New Year's Eve this year is significant. There is something to celebrate. There's a celebration of the closing year, but it feels like a celebration of the closing of 2024 with nothing but optimism about what is rising up out of the ashes of the past. So you're really working with this medicine. It's like you are learning how to find a sense of celebration in the endings, the release of that. You're also allowing this time that you've been spending to get grounded to really store up your internal fire to activate change in your life. So this is you no longer being kind of like held, by another to the fire. This is you embodying the fire and using it to just like, blast the road open here. So there's something really amazing that's rising up out of the past moving forward here. This looks really good. Let me just get sort of an overall tone here. I want to do a cut of the deck energy and see what we got here for you. Yeah, I think you may have dealt with a lot of stuff going down online here too. You may have decided to just completely get rid of that. Some of you may have pulled out of social media. You're like, I don't want to be connected into this particular hub here. You may also be doing something, manifesting something on a new level moving forward that does involve using the World Wide Web in a new sort of way. You may have a little bit of cyber magic up your sleeve here that's going to create some transformation, move something forward that maybe's been moving really slow. It's been taking a long time to get there. Slow and steady wins the race. Just because somebody else looks like they're moving ahead really quickly here, that's not necessarily the case. And I don't think this is you really focusing on what others are doing. It's more like, no, we're getting rid of that old programming. I don't want to do things as they've been done. It's obsolete. This is totally manifesting a completely new direction. I feel like online activity has something to do with it. It's like you're hacking the algorithm by bringing something totally so out of the box, you know, to the table here. Ooh, I see there's a desire for suppression around it because the light's wanting to dim on this side. Yes, you know, some people may want to try to block this, okay? You may be operating against the grain here a bit, but I do see you overcoming it. Again, slow and steady wins the race here. There could have been some activity that was slowing some things down. It could have been coming from Turtle Clan. Turtle Clan is the earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We had Taurus come in as well. This could have been an online connection. You may have gotten rid of it, okay? But something here, I feel like it has more to do with you moving forward rapidly, quickly, because it feels like something is manifesting. It took a long time to get here, but it has been transformed. And maybe matters of the house of Taurus were kind of slow coming, slow to see results, slow to see the monetary gain, slow to see the success, the worldly success you wanted to see. Slow to be, oh, that's really interesting the way that's kind of coming through. Slow to kind of get your message across, your point across, maybe even online amidst a lot of meaningless garbage, okay? But there's something that's being transformed here. And it looks like an activation point. What do we got on the other side here? Oh, yes. Because you're mastering this hunt. You see, there's perspective that you've gained from having gone through this deep transformation that's putting a certain power in your hands. And I feel like you are effectively hitting the mark here. And if anybody was pulling any funny business there, I do feel like you effectively putting this to an end. Like somebody here is about to have their time up with the nonsense they've been pulling. I feel like this may have been somebody who was hounding you, causing problems for you. This person may have been too fixated on you, focused on you, and they sort of had a target on your back, you know, and they were aiming for it here. But I see that you're turning tables here, okay? Something is really transforming in this situation. We do have Sagittarius energy here, could play a role in that. Again, the house of Sagittarius is a house of expansion. So no more being held back by nonsense here. I got big Spear of Lu energy here. So I do feel like you got that Spear of Lu. You're going to shoot your shot. You're going to hit it. It's going to be quite effective. And something's being transformed here that was stalled out for a long time. There's some meaningless garbage that's effectively being dealt with here. And yes, you're absolutely fine with this coming to an end because it's the thing that will actually catapult you towards your North Node. I like this. This is good. Good magic you have here. It looks like you're activating that magician. Wouldn't be surprised if that comes out at some point in your quest read. Let me get another sip here of my coffee. But right now we're going to dive in with the Kipper deck and we're going to look at what wild card elements you need to be aware of. Number 22 coming in again, okay? Official person on the split, occupation, all right? All right, you may be hearing from somebody who's noticing your work. You may be hearing from somebody that has some good news for you, I feel, with this official person coming in here. You may be becoming that official person, right? You could be making your name for yourself in a particular lane, on a particular career track here. Okay, it has something to do with your occupation here. In some way, there's advancement here, there's recognition, maybe recognition from a higher up, somebody who can pull some strings, somebody who's going to open up a particular road for you. You may not be expecting this. It may feel like it's coming out of nowhere. This may be somebody that has some kind of title, some kind of rank. They're known as like top dog in their field, something like this. Maybe you're drawing their attention. They want to give you an opportunity here. Yeah, it brings in some kind of unexpected income, all right? And I do feel like whatever this is, you're able to retain your individuality here, even though you're accepting this partnership. It does bring some success your way. It brings some unexpected financial increase your way. But it still allows you to stay in that 9 energy, the hermit energy, where you get to go your own way. In fact, you get to be totally rogue here, free agent, like the great bard Taliesin. I do feel like that's what appeals to this person. This is why they want to invest in you. This is why you're getting the opportunity. They feel like you're bringing something a little different to the table here. They feel like you got something unique to offer. You don't fit in the mold maybe of a direction they would usually head in as well. Or something about this opportunity is quite unique, unexpected here. It looks good though, all right? I like this wild card element. Looks like it's in your favor. This is some good energy coming in here. Let's see any other wild card elements that Aries needs to be aware of as they're moving forward in the future and activating their destiny spirit. Any other wild card elements that Aries needs to be aware of? I'm going to do one more round here and then I'll do a cut. That may be it. I mean, this might be something that's really pivotal. It may put you sort of ahead in a situation where you feel like maybe you felt like you were dealing with a lot of competition on a particular track or in a particular area of your life, and now you're starting to realize that you're not in that position anymore. You're actually in a position where you get to call some shots and you get to move forward finally here. This looks good, whatever this is. Let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. Yep, there's a change coming. That's for sure. And there's the 9 energy again. So again, your chariot's riding on the scene. You're moving forward here, and you're moving forward on your own here. Like this is some opportunity. It's coming in through another, but it allows you to retain your individuality here. And with that, we got the mature woman. Okay, so these life path numbers could be coming in here. 9 came out a few times. Also, it's not eluding me that 9 upside down is 6. So well, you know, those two numbers, we got 69 as well. Maybe, you know, the arrangement works out for both of you. You both get gratification out of it, I have to say, okay? But you could be dealing with the life path number 9. You could be dealing with a life path number 6. You could have one of these life path numbers here. Also, I have to say 6 coming out pretty strong. 9 and 6, that is 15, okay? Which is 6 again. So the 6 energy coming off very strongly. This is the launching of a new vision here. It's a big change in your life. There's a mature woman involved in this situation. This is good. It's a mutually gratifying connection here. 15th as well. Remember, that is when that full moon comes in. So there's confirmation on that Taurus full moon being a pivotal turning point for you. All right, let's dive into it. We're going to get into your quest here, see what it's all about. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, Judgment. You are definitely rising up out of that South Node, Libra energy here. Rise and shine. Here comes the call. It moves you into action. So something is being renewed here, revitalized. I also feel like you're not going back from where you came. This is transformation. This is moving on up. So something is being transformed karmically here. This is good energy. I like to see this coming in. You could be dealing with a Libra in this situation. It's possible, but this is like a wake-up call, okay? A wake-up call on the split. A wake-up call on the split. It's interesting. You see, there's something that's been mastered here. When the devil comes out upright, this is actually a card of worldly empowerment and self-mastery. It's also the ability to rein in lower impulses. And this is what allows someone to get traction. And again, there's the 15 energy. Again, there's the 6 energy. Got 20 coming in here, right? 26, 8, the manifestation point, right? So there's something that used to feel like a limiting influence, a binding influence. This could even be an aspect of oneself that was keeping them in a certain station in life or a certain level. But you are besting a devil here, and you are activating your ability to transform the future. And again, you see that devil has a torch in his hand, and there's something. See, I feel like you're it's like tables turn moment. You see that? Remember, you had that hang in there, the person was holding you over the fire. I feel like it's a turning in the tables moment here. I think you're effectively dealing with a particularly impious character in your situation that was causing complications. Maybe even somebody that was causing problems, holding you back from another, and you're transforming that. That's what allows this partnership energy to come in. Really, really wild there. Okay, let's dive into it. What is the quest for Aries moving forward as they open that road to the stone of destiny, transforming their fate into the thing of their dreams? What is the quest before Aries as they prepare to open their road and move on up to the activation of their destiny, that stone of destiny? What is the quest before Aries, spirit, as they move on up to that stone of destiny? I saw a flash of the Chariot on the split there. This card wants to come out. It looks like it's wanting to come out as a crossing influence. So we're going to take that. We'll see what that's about. Let's check out what's on the bottom of the deck here. I mean, you've been through a lot. You've been fending off a lot. I feel that. I also feel like you're sort of readying yourself, steadying yourself. You might feel like there's a challenge coming. You might have been picking this up, all right? You know you're going to have some stuff coming at you. That's sort of the sense I got here. Let's see what this is. We got the crossing energy. This could have something to do with work, certainly, okay? Again, it could have something to do with a third-party element. Remember that devil, right? There were the two, and it looked like you were taking some fire back, and you were using it to kind of hold somebody to the fire who thought that they were teaching you a lesson. It's like, oh, no, no, no. I'm going to teach you a lesson here. I feel that, okay? And for those who do resonate with the energy of maybe you feel like some spiritual work is being done here, maybe you've been warding off a lot of kind of energy being directed your way. There may be a third party that is connected with that. But I do feel like this is something that you've been dealing with for a while here. And you could have been dealing with a lot of competition at work too. That piece did come in. And so I feel like you've been working really hard, but, you know, it's sort of like, I only got so much energy here. How much more am I supposed to keep up? You know, how many more obstacles do I need to push through here? So I do feel like this piece is still coming in really core in your reading here and on your quest, where the material advancement is something important to you. Okay, let's do a shuffle here. Let's see, give me more details about this energy. What is Aries' quest moving forward here? What is Aries' quest moving forward here? Okay, I wanted to come out, kind of fall out from the bottom there. It's interesting. So I feel like there's a concealed element here that's going to come to light. That's kind of a game changer. What we got? All right, there is some kind of happiness on the other side here, but I feel like you're not aware of it yet. It's a transformation point. And I feel this is also sort of like what you're trying to work out here. How do I get back to the place where I feel like I know where I'm going? I know where I'm heading. I've been through the storm, I've been through the difficulties, but now I want to see, like, what is the promise? What's on the other side? Because I'm kind of worn out from dealing with everything I've had to fend off here. I feel like that inspiration is coming forward. It's like you want something to work towards here. And that's what you're waiting for. What am I working towards here? You want a solid vision. The vision's coming in. You're teaming up with somebody. I do see that coming in here. Let's do a cut of the deck. What do we got? Yes, first, before that comes into view, though, you have to bring something to completion involving an old cycle here in a situation that's really just kept things in a fixed position where you weren't able to move things forward. Once you do this, the way through will be presented. You'll have the start of the new cycle, your road will open, and there is success on the other side. And there is that worldly success to be had. It is there. But you might need to close something up with a Leo, a Taurus, an Aquarius, or a Scorpio. It's possible. But all the fixed sign energies in play here. Also, those houses may be affected. So you may be tired of dealing with just all work, no play. You want more fun. You want more pleasure in your life with that fifth house of Leo. We know you want to see the worldly success. That's really coming through the second house of Taurus. I also feel like that's something that's going to be totally highlighted with the full moon in Taurus on the 15th. With the energy of Aquarius in play here, you know, you may have felt kind of cut off. You may have felt a little disconnected. You may have gone a little bit cold in your life, especially in matters related to any kind of funky stuff that's been going down online, or the old way of doing things, and or what's expected or required of you to have the kind of advancement you want to see. It's like you don't want to play the game. I got that. Like you really want to do things your own way. So that's a little bit of rebellion energy being activated there. And I think you'll do just fine with that. Both you and Aquarius share the Fool card, right, in tarot. And that energy will come in really strongly on the 19th once Capricorn no longer is hosting Pluto and Pluto moves into Aquarius, okay? So I think that's going to kind of it's going to light your fire a bit, you know, it's going to make you feel like you're back in your element. It'll breathe a little bit of air into your fire. And yeah, I think that'll be a big time of you making some critical advancement that you've been wanting to see will come forward there that makes you feel more hopeful about the future. Also with the Scorpio energy, this is about moving away from, you know, processing an old cycle. This is getting over a particular vice or some habit, something you concealed that you really realized was making you feel too controlled or held back here. This could even be a really unhealthy connection, relationship. And also there could be something here that's transforming just about intimacy, what that looks like for you, the quality that you're looking for in that area of your life as well. All right. So a lot of transformation happening here. This looks good. All right. Let's see what is, yeah, look at this big, big Queen of Pentacles energy here around that. So another confirmation about something needing to be released around that Taurus energy is what's come out most strongly here. Taurus also shares that energy with you for the Emperor card. So I would say that maybe this is a matter of needing to be stubborn in the right way too, you know. You've been too stubborn in one area and you should be more stubborn in another to get where you want to go. All right, maybe that's a little bit of a riddle to solve in this situation that will help you find the way through. Okay, what is Aries nemesis moving forward toward the activation of your destiny spirit? What is Aries nemesis? What is working against Aries? Who is Aries nemesis? If you need to call somebody out, spirit, whatever wants to come through here for Aries benefit and empowerment. All right, let's check it out. Oh, the lies, the deception, not living by your truth, or compromising your truth to try to fit into a mold, to try to gain some advantage or advancement in some area of your life. This is not being in harmony with your truth. It's also this point of you haven't spoken a certain truth yet either. It's reminding me of Frogger. You see, your truth is where your victory lies. There's a truth that you need to speak here, but you also need to point Frogger, the answer, that sword, at another and ask them to speak their truth. This might be something that's going to come in for you around the winter time. It could be that you know somebody is a lie, like this is a lie. And you may have to deal with this person around that time. Let's turn this around and let's get some more details about that, okay? I do feel like this is a situation where things have gone quite cold. Okay, I'm picking that up. Let's check this out and see what this is. What is the nemesis on Aries path in activating their destiny spirit? What is the nemesis on Aries path? Ooh, landed right on top of that 10 of Cups there. Okay, so this has something to do that's in with what's in opposition to some kind of hope, fulfillment you want to see in your future. What do we got here? Well, first of all, if you want to let it in, you got to let down your guard, man. If you keep expecting that things are going to turn out rotten, or if you have a real dismal view about the way forward, you're going to find nothing but more problems. If you keep expecting a fight is what you're going to find. So this is the way you can kind of work against yourself by the stance you're taking. It makes you feel like nothing's going your way, but maybe you're coming off really like combative, or maybe you're coming off like at the ready. Maybe people think if I come toward Aries, I'm going to get nothing but an argument here, nothing but gridlock, nothing but a fight, right? So there's a need to kind of like be approachable too. I feel like be approachable and be a little bit more optimistic. Be careful of how you're viewing the way forward here. Oh, okay. Maybe there's somebody here that's trying to tell you this and you're like, I don't know about that. She came out before, and I have to say, really strongly coming out of something that needs to be closed. What do we got here? We got the Queen of Pentacles. You could very well be dealing with a Taurus in this matter. Also, again, this could be a quality within you. This could be your stubbornness. This could be your inability to see another side, okay, in a situation that has something to do with maybe the way in the past you let down your guard too readily because maybe you value somebody else's opinion of you instead of really validating yourself, you know? You put too much power into another person's hands to determine which way, you know, your course was going to go here. This character here, this Queen of Pentacles, is somebody who is greedy. This is like classic gold digger energy, or this is the energy of somebody who values really superficial things over things that have true heart, you know? This is somebody who's drawn in by image and the way things look and the spoils of riches and luxury, and, you know, but in the extreme, in a way that it can even be off-putting, okay? Off-putting. And very stubborn energy too. An energy that can tend towards selfishness and only what I want, and being really like nitpicky around this. There may be somebody in this situation though who is becoming more amiable. They might be coming forward, like they're conceding a bit so they can gain your favor again. Maybe this character is on the losing end of some kind of benefit, material benefit, or something that they used to get from you that they're no longer getting here. And so now this character might be coming forward, appearing like they got their guard down, but it's more like so they can kind of worm their way in and get, you know, getting in again. This may even be somebody that you were intimate with in the past. It's possible here, okay? Whoever it is, it's somebody who's had control over your situation at one time or another because you gave that control over. You gave them the reins to lead in a situation, and unfortunately, it put you in a position you were fending off one thing after another here. And it became like your fight, your conflict, your burden, your stress, your challenge, your problem. You know what I mean? And this person's coming in, I feel, your challenger, or it could be an aspect of yourself too. You know, you want something, so you're willing to compromise and let in what you should be more aware of, more honest with yourself about. It's like you're trying to ignore a truth in a situation. That's kind of how it's coming through. That's your nemesis in this situation. The way something works against you. This person may be really good at catering to you in some way that has you letting down your defenses, even though you know it's something you shouldn't do. This person's lied to you before, or this person has manipulated you before. And there is something you do need to be aware of in this situation. For some reason, though, you feel like letting down your guard a bit here, even though you feel quite apprehensive and it denies a core truth. Maybe because you feel like there's a truth you need to speak in this situation. Let me get a cut of the deck and see what we got here. What's coming in around this for you? Yeah, I mean, maybe you need to make something clear here. Something is being left behind because you're seeing a new way forward. And you know that looking forward, out on the horizon, on the other side of that cauldron of Dagda, where you've healed yourself and you're healing with others, and you've really found the people that you're meant to move forward with, you know that something is left behind. I feel like an old way of doing things, or somebody who was involved in your situation before, perhaps a third party element, a complicating element. You chose to leave something behind so you could start to see a way forward for yourself in the future. And I see you sticking with that decision. And this may be something you're communicating to this individual. Yeah, because you're ready for your justice here. Strong Libra energy. Self node transformation. I see where you haven't been living by the truth or haven't communicated a truth. Oh, you will. There's Fraggle Rock. You're pulling it out. And whatever you say here, it closes that old karmic cycle quite successfully. There is something you've learned here. And you're not afraid to express your truth. I don't feel you are. You may have been holding back communication for a while because it wasn't the time for it. But I do see this person's going to try to worm their way in, and there's something you're communicating here, and it closes out this old karmic cycle. There is balance here, and you're moving forward. Okay, big Libra energy there. You could be a Libra rising. You could be dealing with a Libra. Again, it is a collective energy as well. Libra's in the South Node. All right, so definite third party element here that's complicating things. And again, hey Ted, no. That third party element could be something in relation to a habit. It could be a perspective, a way of seeing a situation. It could be an actual person. I'd be surprised if there's not a Taurus in the mix in this situation somewhere. And it would have to be a Taurus with one of the big four placements, okay? So they're either a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon, a Taurus rising, or Taurus Venus. Somewhere here, there's a Taurus in this situation that factors in very strongly here, all right? I see it. I see it, okay? So you do need to be aware of this element. I feel like you will hear from this person. They haven't changed. They're still operating in the reverse, okay? So know what you're working with here. and be careful of parting with something that you know won't be appreciated, won't be returned, and is something that could put you back in a cycle that you're ready to leave behind. Something you need to be prepared for here. Okay, let's see, what is Aries spirit ally moving forward here toward their destiny? toward that stone of destiny. What is the spirit ally for Aries moving forward here? Just referring back to that again, I also feel like this is putting yourself in any kind of position that really compromises your sense of personal worth or value, and especially in relation to money matters and work. Okay, feel that coming in really strongly. All right, back to it. See, the energy is very, it likes to insert itself, and it's wanting to, see, this character does not want to be cut off. You need to be aware of this influence. I think that's the grabby energy. Ironically, they kind of called themselves out. I love it when that happens, but okay. Let's go forward here. What is Aries spirit ally as they're moving toward their destiny? What is Aries spirit ally in empowering themselves and stepping into their destiny? What is Aries spirit ally? I'm sorry. I think it's so funny when the sabotaging energies insert themselves so strongly, they straight up call themselves out. All right, bottom of the deck. Okay, spirit ally, the King of Cups energy here. Yes, lead with your heart. Trust what you feel. Trust your intuition. If you're not sure about a situation, come back here. How's it feel? Is it feeling right? Does it sit right in your heart? Does it feel right in your body? Use that as a barometer. Your feelings are the barometer here. That's your ally. If it feels off, it's off. If it puts you in that position where you feel like you need to be at the ready or protect yourself, it's off. It's off. Water sign energy coming in here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well. Okay, let's dive into it. What is your spirit ally in this situation? What is your spirit ally in this situation? Also, pull from the water in your chart, okay? Cancer, your sense of home, your sense of belonging, where you feel at home, where you feel you belong, where you are welcome, right? That's key. Also, it could be some mommy stuff coming up with Cancer there. Again, looking at the house of Scorpio, you're dealing with those matters, hidden matters, taboos, the cycles of life, endings, deaths, births, and all the stuff that comes in between. You can be dealing with a matter of an inheritance for that to come in. Okay, it does deal with inheritances as well. We see a lot of money imagery here. Were you dealing with somebody who wanted to get their hands on an inheritance? This is something you need to ask yourself with this energy. Okay, something to be mindful of. And then, of course, the house of Pisces, karmic cycles, things that need to come to a close, things that need to be balanced out, hidden enemies. Okay, sometimes hidden enemies can be quite familiar, right? It's not as overt as the house of Libra. The house of Libra is about open enemies. What you see is what you get. If you don't vibe with a Libra will just make it very clear. I ain't feeling it. they will make it very clear. Or if they don't like you, you'll know they don't like you. It's very clear. Ain't like that when you're dealing with the house of Pisces. When you're dealing with the 12th house, hidden enemies, blind spots, ways that you can kind of let your guard down when you shouldn't in a situation. What do we got here? Oh, we got King of Swords. See? This is your ally. It's all about you having a balance between your head and your heart. It's about working with that energy of the Libra South Node and taking action to stay in alignment with your truth, cut off what needs to be cut off, draw a line under the past. This is about moving forward very cleanly, very decisively, being very clear in your communication. It's also about really knowing how to have a more kind of stoic approach too. So you are in a place where you are being required to be very decisive, but there's a way that you can do that while still staying in your heart, right? You can cut something off and you can still be in your heart. You don't have to go cold here, right? And a lot of times, sometimes the loving thing to do does require that we are a bit stoic here in a situation. So this can be a little bit of a tough love kind of energy as well. Also coming in, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. Okay, so Libra rising, again, coming in really strong for Libra rising. Also collective energy there, coming through very strongly. But this is your ally. You got to be at that point of the bridge between the head and the heart, which is instinct. And instinct is when you do take in your intuition and you do take in what you feel, but you don't abandon what you've learned. You still use your wisdom, and you know how to call out some BS when you see it. All right. So this is about not entertaining BS as well. I see will work out in your best interest, staying focused, doing what needs to be done here. Let's do a cut of the deck on that. Want some more details here in relation to that? Yeah. Yep. Yep. You have to cut off continuing to try to seek balance in a situation where you know there's an outside element here that will always keep you in a place of lack. This can be a work situation. This could be an arrangement where two here are in a disadvantaged position and one person is controlling things, and they're controlling things in such a way that it's not fair, it's not right, it's not equitable. And whatever this is, it's being cut off. I see it. It's being cut off, and this is in your interest, because whatever's happening here, it's total betrayal, and it's stealing from you. In some cases, you are dealing with somebody who's been stealing from you, or they've been stealing your time, or you've been operating in such a way that it is actually keeping some victory away from you because you refuse to let go of something that's stealing away the opportunity from you, okay? By continuing to find it harmless or entertaining it in some way, right? This is a matter for you to resolve, but it's your ally to cut that off. Now, look, you're meant to cut it off. This is something that stabbed you in the back, man, 10 times. It will do it again. So it's a sabotaging influence you really need to be aware of here. And it's your ally to cut it off, to firmly cut it off. It's in your best interest. Don't repeat the cycle. All right, what is the lay of the land for Aries as they move forward toward their destiny, as they activate their north node and really step into that position of the Emperor? What is the lay of the land for Aries moving forward here, Spirit? Look at that. This is the lay of the land. This is it. This is where you're heading. This is your birthright. This is what you're meant to activate here. 10 of Pentacles. Big come up. I told you. It's all over the opening of your read. This is about you moving into a position of worldly power here. This is tangible in the material world. This is finally finding your spot, you know, understanding what you're here to do, executing it expertly, and having it really pay off. This is also about transforming the 10th house. So do be aware of where you have strong Capricorn placements in your chart. Also be aware of where you have placements in the 10th house. Have a look at that. These are assets for you. These are strengths that are working in your favor at this time. So bring them in. Put some energy here. Put some muscle here. Put some focus here. It will build for you. There's stability here. There's a sense of togetherness. There's a sense of family. There's a sense of finding your people, like the people you're meant to build your future with. And it feels good. It feels rooted. It feels strong. This is coming to a place of finally seeing the success that eluded you for a long time in your career, all right? Or something you're creating here. And it really paying off big, maybe even bigger than you expect. And whatever this is, it's built to last. So if you've been dealing with a lot of obstacles and challenges and you've been feeling like worn out, like when am I going to get there? I don't feel like I'm getting out of this, what I'm putting into it. It's not paying off. There's going to come a time when you're not going to have to worry so much about having to fend off one thing after another. But it's almost like you got to get your mind, you know, in the right place, the head and the heart. Okay. It's not just about the dream and the vision and the fulfillment you want. You got to get your head in the game. Like, you got to actually see yourself in that winner circle. And I do see you landing there. That looks really good. All right. But I feel there's something about, that's an interesting kind of magic coming in there. You need to work with a little glamour magic. Pick somebody that you view as being a success, okay? I'm not talking about idolizing someone here. I'm talking about gaining a little understanding from their success and experience. So pick somebody. It can be anybody. It can even be like a historical figure here, okay? Pick somebody that you really admire and then just go real deep. Learn everything you can about that individual. Like, what are their practices? What was their philosophy? What was some of the key things they did, you know, that they called foundational steps in their success? And then see if you can sort of like grok a little bit of that energy. Try it on for size. Role play it if you have to. Live like a successful person, even if you don't have the tangible reality in front of you right now. It's about you executing it as if it were already there, because the truth is it already is. You just don't see it yet, just because it's out there still kind of coming into its full vision according to how you set the template out in the quantum field. So you need to get your head in the game. I feel that. And you need to make a choice here too. And a choice is being presented to you with the lovers. Right? Got the lovers here. Gemini energy, you know. You might be in two minds about something. You keep going back and forth. You know, you may feel like you're sort of battling it out between, you know, the devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. You're trying to balance it out. This is about, you know, pick a direction, man. You know, pick a direction, get focused here. I do think sort of the way through is building that bridge between the head and the heart. And in order to do that, in order to bring a vision down into material reality where it can be nurtured, you have to connect it with your feelings. So to get into the feeling of it, you know, do it, you know, just try it on for size. Just tell yourself, you know, for a month, I'm just gonna live as if I'm already a successful person. What kind of breakfast would I eat? You know, what would my day look like? You know, if I had landed in that spot, and then just play as if you are. It already is there. It will nurture the vision, but I feel like you've been at the crossroads for too long, and it's time to really fully invest. And this might be a bit of a moment that kind of like puts some apprehension into the mix, you know, because you know that once you make this choice, there's no going back. Yep. And there might be some news coming in around this, okay? Could be coming in from a Sagittarius. This is a Page of Wands here, okay? It's also you as well, perhaps, issuing some news that will move you into expansion. Oh, yeah. There's a powerful action that's going to be taken in perhaps Sagittarius season. That could be how this is coming in. Some kind of news comes in. It's either connected to a Sagittarius or it's connected to that house of Sagittarius. So it could have something to do with an important trip you need to take, or it could have something to do with an opportunity to move into greater expansion, or this news makes you feel really optimistic about your future, or you feel like it's something that's like spirits bringing in here, like it takes on sort of like an otherworldly tone. You know, this is an important moment. There's a lot of power in this moment. And I do feel like this lights your fire, okay? There's a strong action you're going to take here. Whatever is started here, it may be just the beginning, phases of something, but whatever communication comes in here, whatever is set in motion here, it will come in the fall, right? So this will arrive before winter. I do see that it puts some power in your hands, and this action that's taken, it will continue to grow, okay? It's a fertile new beginning here, whatever is coming in. So do be aware of this, okay? I just heard if you don't want to have kids, make sure you're using protection. Okay? Because chances could be pretty high for that, I have to say. You do want to be mindful of this. Let me do a cut of the deck and see what else we got here around this. Look at this. It puts the power in your hands. We got Emperor energy here. There you are, man. It puts the power in your hands. It has you sitting pretty. This is some kind of big like advancement here. 10 of Pentacles on the other side. Oh, this is it. You're moving on up. It's going to happen. This is going to happen in the fall. Maybe a lot faster than you thought. That's the lay of your land. You're moving on up and you're moving on up fast. Wow. Okay. This looks good. So we know there's a little bit of oppositional energy in the mix here too. So let's check this out. What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter in this situation that could create blockage for Aries moving forward here that they do need to be aware of? What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter in this situation? What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter in this situation, Spirit? Okay. Something is continually trying to come together with you or join with you, and you don't want it. You don't want it. Judgment on the bottom of the deck here. Something keeps coming up. It's something in relation to the past, and it keeps coming up. It's an issue. I feel like it's a third party dynamic. It's something you've already dealt with. It keeps coming up, and you don't want to deal with it anymore. I feel like you already called this out. I feel like you've already been really clear about this, but it keeps coming up. It's almost like, how can I put this? There's an outsider in this situation, or they've been put on the outside. You've made it very clear they're on the outside. You've made it very clear, I'm done with this. I don't want a repeat of this. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this kind of dynamic, whatever this is. And this character keeps trying, okay? It's almost like they want to be that third party element. That's what I'm getting. They want to be the third party element because it stirs stuff up. It keeps them relevant in your life. It keeps them relevant in your life. That's what's coming through. And we already know that you're transforming this whole karmic cycle. This already came out for you. So we know you got a judgment in your favor. And we know you're activating your north node here, big time. This is you fully in your north node, activating it. There's been transformation here, and there's transformation with another. I know that. But there's a third party element that is in the mix here, and they got a beef, okay? They keep trying. They're going to keep trying. As many times as you deal with this situation, it keeps cropping up. So let's see what this is, okay? Get some more details about this. What is this? We got a Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's the earth sign energy coming in again in reverse. We also got strength in reverse here, okay? This is a past energy. This is related to the past, but it's losing strength here. I feel like because you're no longer fighting for this, whatever this is. It's like you stop fighting for something here. And you're focusing on where you're going. They used to have some kind of strength or stronghold in the past. I see that. But I feel like you just let this go. This is the beef. Okay? This person tries to control things in excess. They feel like, no, it's not done. There's still something that needs to be sorted out here. And that's why this energy keeps cropping up. That's the beef here. It's an old past matter. This person's holding a bit of grudge energy, I have to say. There could be something too that's in relation to a child, okay, that needs to be sorted out here as well. It's a past matter. Somebody, it could be a Leo involved in the mix, feels like, no, it's not done yet, and that's not good enough, okay? So this does look like a compromising situation here that needs to be sorted out. I mean, I feel like you've moved away from this already. That's how it looks, but that seems like that's the problem. It's almost like with the strength in reverse, it bruised somebody's ego or wounded their pride, you know? And this person may be very argumentative with strength in reverse too. They're using the fire in the distorted Leo capacity, you know? They're just too much throwing their weight around, too much wanting things their way, too much getting really aggressive when they don't get their way as well. Maybe you feel behaving in an immature way, like throwing temper tantrums is how that energy could come out, okay? You're not down for it. You're not down for it. I feel like you've taken control of this situation, but that's the beef. That's the meat of the matter. Let me get a cut of the deck and see more details about insight into this. Yeah, this person is not balanced. There's a lot of kind of like wishy-washiness here. There could be a little bit of emotional imbalance. You never could bring this thing together. You realize you weren't in alignment. You weren't in alignment with this. That's what's coming in. There might have been financial fluctuations because of this connection as well. There might have been something here that was just, there's too much confusion in this situation. Nobody could ever make up their mind or be all in, and you're like, screw it, I'm not interested in this. And you felt like there were a lot of secrets in this situation too, with the high priestess coming in here. You felt like there were things that were hidden. You were trusting your intuition about this. Again, you could have been dealing with a Pisces. This could be a 12th house matter. There was just too much that you felt like was, you know, out of your vision here. Like you could feel it, but you didn't have any sort of like forthrightness coming forward here. You knew something was concealed in this situation. Something was hidden. You couldn't trust somebody here. And this is somebody that was probably familiar to you, but it felt off. So we got Pisces, Cancerian energy coming in here. So we got a strong earth energy, and we've had some pretty strong water energy, air energy come out here as well. We also have to remember with the Emperor on the board, this is the process too of you integrating the 4 elementals. And a lot of these energies have been coming out indicating the different elemental signs as pages or queens, and they've been in reverse, which is really highlighting the need to learn certain things, learn certain lessons, learn things about oneself as well, and also getting more connected in terms of the feminine aspect, the ability to receive, the ability to really be clear with the emotions here, okay? Ultimately, I feel there's something that you transmuted here. You trusted your intuition in a situation. You were like, energy don't lie. This don't feel right. I'm not heading in that direction, okay? And you're trusting your gut with how to move forward. And that's the way you see it. You sort of like rested on a matter. You've rested on a matter, but somebody else feels like, no, it's not done yet. We haven't rested on a matter. And I'm going to come back and try to make sure this is dealt with, or I'm going to cause a scene. I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. I'm going to stir things up. Great problems for you. This could be coming through in that way too. So do be aware of that, right? Because this is the beef. This is the problematic aspect of the situation. What are the consequences that Aries is going to have to deal with as a result of their past actions? So what is the karmic work that Aries needs to do here? Because it looks like you're suited and booted. It looks like you're ready to take your position on the throne. Sometimes it can be a hot seat. It looks like you're ready for it because you're holding that fire in your hands. So let's see what this is. I don't think you're going to have a problem doing what you need to do here. It looks like you're ready to take charge of this situation, take charge of your path. this. You got a reward coming your way. This, what a rotten consequence, man, for your past actions. Whatever this is, you've earned this. With the 10 of Pentacles, man, this is your birthright. This is something that's meant for you, you know? This is your time, you know? Your time to step up into your destiny. Your time to step up into the future as you see it, you know? And there's nothing but just a harvest energy here. It's really good. So you got some brownie buttons, you know, you got some brownie points that came in here somewhere. You know, you did something right because it looks like it's paying off for you. Got a lot of energy came out in your favor, all in the upright. You've had justice upright. You've had judgment upright. You got the emperor upright. You know, it may have been difficult getting there. You may have had to move through some folly, but it looks like you've been doing the work. So let's see, what are the consequences Aries will have to deal with as a result of their past actions, you know? I mean, you may have dealt with somebody taking shots at your reputation or trying to slant public opinion of you or cause problems for you. And with that, you got, you know, water sign energy comes out here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and comes in with the security, see? But I feel like whatever this is, you know where your new beginning is and you're standing on it. It's like you're standing on business. You know where your heart's calling you. You're trusting yourself about that. And I don't know, it's really coming through as this, like I'm standing on business. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. I got my new beginning in my view. That's all I'm focused on right here. I know what's worth defending here. I know what my heart is telling me to do. I know where my new beginning lies in that direction. And I'm standing on it. I'm standing on business. That's what I'm seeing that energy as. I mean, I think that, you know, you've been in a space where you've been kind of keeping yourself and you might not have been sharing your heart. But I do feel like it was necessary because there's work you've had to do here. You've had to stay focused. Right? It looks good. It looks like you've been focusing on laying the right foundation down here. And you've been leading with the heart. All right. Cut the deck. What do we got? The freaking 10 of Pentacles again. See what's on the opposite side there? The moon. The moon. Okay. So this is really about, you know, you're going through an initiatory process here. You are entering the mystery a bit. I do see that there's going to be a certain challenge you have to find your way through here to get to the other side. And you could be dealing with a water sign energy in relation to this. I have to say, the moon is predominantly associated with Cancer and Pisces, but you will see there is a very scorpionic energy there. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio too. And again, this water element has already come in for you. There might have been something that sort of highlighted a matter you need to look into a little bit more deeply. Back with the Scorpio new moon that came in. That came in on the 1st, and we're still moving through that energy until we arrive at that full moon in Taurus on the 15th. So it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner, okay? Something will come to light before Pluto goes into Aquarius that has you seen through some kind of illusion here. But I do feel like there's some kind of illusion, some kind of confusion you've had to sort through in a situation. I do feel like you have to make a choice of the heart. You did have the Lovers come in there. This is important. It's this time of once you walk through the gate, once you walk through that gateway of initiation that comes in with that full moon, wherever you're charting your course here, it's like there's no going back. There isn't. There's no going back. There's no going back. You might have some worry leading up to this, okay? You might feel the weight of this moment. Yeah. you're sort of integrating, what's been lost. You might have stress about something that's been lost, or wondering if you can rectify, recover what has been lost. But look at it. This is what comes through on the other side of it. I mean, you got the Four of Wands to the Six of Wands to the Sun. There's some kind of shadow element that's being cast aside here, especially in relation to any Leo energy. There's some kind of heaviness. There's some kind of old, heavy karmic cycle, some kind of energy here that was blocking out your sun, your happiness. Could even be in relation with a child for some of you. Whatever this is, it's like the light is peeking through, the light is shining again. There's alignment here. Somebody doesn't like this. Every time this comes in, there's an energy that wants, oh my God, look what's on the other side of the Queen of Cups. Somebody doesn't like this. I mean, I got a lot of water and earth has come out as the blocking energy. Do what you will with that. That's what I see. And somebody is stewing about it, okay? They're keeping a lid on it right now, but they're getting very frustrated about this situation and the way you're moving forward. They're also very frustrated with that Chariot. They're very frustrated that they feel like they can't do anything to prevent you from moving forward, because they wanted you in this position. See, you got your own magic you're working here. The power is being put in your hands. And if you are dealing with a situation where you were dealing with somebody doing some spiritual work, you got the power in your hands and you're activating this transformation. This is your energy. There's the Spear of Lu right there. And it won't be long until you got your Ace of Cups and your Ace of Pentacles. There's nothing but success here for you. There's a victory lap here for you. You're leaving behind this feeling of being cut off, not having the keys to the kingdom. And so is another, whoever this is. There's somebody else here who's tired of feeling this way too. This is being shed, and it's going back from whence it came. And right behind that, we got a Queen of Wands coming in with the Devil. Okay, so if you think there's somebody who's been doing a little, stuff here to try to keep you held back from some kind of advancement you're supposed to move into, most certainly. But whatever this is, you're on the rise here. You're getting beyond this. There's success here. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. But it won't prevent them from keeping an eye on you and trying to exact some strategy here. So you should be aware of this. You should. Okay. But I see you being able to alchemize that. And any spiritual work that you've been suspecting, you don't even need to worry about this. Like, this is all being alchemized here. Sagittarian energy coming around that. All right. Let's see here. Let's check out what is the power for you to gain through self-mastery as you move forward on your path, Aries. What is the power for you to gain through self-mastery as you move forward on your path, Aries? What is the power for you to gain through self-mastery as you move forward on your path, Aries? You haven't danced with this devil yet. That's what it is. That's what it is. This is coming up. You're gonna have the tricksters gonna show up, man. And they're not on the scene yet. You may think you have your plan in place until this character shows up on the scene to throw a wrench in the works. You do need to be aware of this. You gotta take your power back from this character. Yeah. So this is that Pluto energy, I feel like the go time is when Pluto moves into Aquarius. That's when you're going to rebel against this, and you're going to really move forward as you see fit here. And this third element moves out of the sphere of influence. Okay, what is the power for Aries to gain as a result of self-mastery? Right now, these lower impulses or something that you're too focused on, or some connection that you're still maintaining is having too much influence here. It's distorting the energy. It's also weakening your resilience, you know? Because when I think of Capricorn energy, that sea goat energy being in the reverse, it's like, again, stubbornness could be an issue that's preventing things from moving forward. But I also feel like there's a need to have more resilience. Yeah, your energy feels a little tied up right now, and it could be related to a Pisces. We have the hangman here. So there's some new perspective you need to gain here. And I also feel like you do need to move forward differently, because when you turn this energy around, see, it's like you're dancing on down the road. You know what I'm saying? It's like the light is what's going to really illuminate something for you when the light builds with that full moon in Taurus. See, because you can't see it right now, the way that you're still kind of projecting some shadow onto your future. If the sun is shining from behind you, right, then you're going to have the shadows in front of you. There's some way that you're sort of creating more of a cloaking around your future, or holding certain opportunities back from yourself. It has something to do with the way you're seeing things and the way you continue to prepare for the worst, sort of that's working against you. There really is a need to turn this around. You should be facing the sun, so the shadows fall behind you, okay? Yeah, and this is in relation to that earth sign energy coming in here. But see, this will put you in an empowered position. That Pentacles energy, it goes in the upright, and I like this. So where it was reversed, you're now putting it upright. You're placing value within yourself. And again, you know, that Emperor energy is both Aries and Taurus. So it's important for you to really value yourself in order to step into that Emperor position. It's important for you to be in that place where you know your worth, you know what you deserve, and are able to really step into that, own that, and hold court. So I like how the energy turns around. But in order to do that, you have to be able to see yourself taking that spot too. So I do feel like there could be some need to sort of like shed off some insecurity, or maybe stop viewing something as an impossibility, or, oh, that's dreaming too big, or maybe just accepting the results you've had in a certain area so far and saying, well, I guess that's as good as it's going to get. There's something you need to see in a different way. You need to actually be able to see yourself in that position to turn it around. Stop projecting the shadows forward, because you're supposed to move forward with more optimism. Things aren't looking so good here, but there's a tendency for you to sort of like cast a dark cloud over your future. You know, it's like you create your own blind spots, and that's what's holding you back. So that's something you really need to master here, is getting an accurate view of how ready you are to step up into this new position. And you're like, don't sabotage yourself, right? And let's see, what's at stake for you and your party, those that are going to be joining you on this next leg of the journey, Aries. What's at stake for you and your party? Those who will be joining you on this next leg of the journey. What's in store of you and your party? Look at this. Celebration. All right, we've made it, you know? We've healed this. There's something to celebrate here. It's like good times are here. Good times are here. We're not held back by the heaviness and the weight of matters anymore. There's a levity coming in here, is what I'm feeling. Okay, that's what's at stake. You want to have that celebration. You want to have that point of arrival. And I do see, you know, on that Four of Wands that came in earlier for you, there's two figures there. They're both holding flowers. There's mutual appreciation with what's coming together here too. This is interesting. Yeah, I do see you are moving away from something that at one point it seemed like it was going to be gratifying, you know. It was maybe kind of like a little bit of a personal wish or something you just wanted just for you. But you recognize that there was a lot more than you bargained for with this wish. It was one of those things where you're like, I wish I didn't wish for that, you know. So something went sour here. Something went sour here. And I also feel like there's a piece here too, when we're looking at the Six of Swords coming in with the 9. of Cups here, it's also this like getting a different view as well. It's like you're no longer just focusing on your happiness, but it's more like our happiness. You're starting to consider others that are important for you. And there is a need for this too. It can't just be about what works for one person, what makes one person happy, what gratifies one person. There is a need to move away from sort of an attitude that can create suffering for others because their needs or their desires are not being considered in a situation where they play a role too. Okay, so there's something that you're getting a different perspective on as well. That's very important. Okay, it's important that moving forward, that whoever you're moving forward with, you need to take them into consideration too. It's very important. Okay. So I think that's something that you're working through, ironing out here. Learning when you should draw the line and learning when you need to give a little too. It's about like kind of finding that balance. And let's see what's at stake for the new world that Aries wants to call into being here. What's at stake for the new world that Aries wants to call into being? Your wish fulfillment. I mean, we see your wish comes to fruition. The 9 goes to the 10. The 9 of Cups goes to the 10 of Cups. So this looks like there is progression here. Once you start considering others, perhaps, you know, who are affected here, there is something that shifts. There's something that shifts that brings a fulfillment of the energy, I feel. What's at stake for the new world that Aries wants to call into being here? Wow. Well, there's something you have to say no more to. You get the Hierophant in reverse. It's firm no. And again, it's Taurus energy. So saying no to stubbornness, saying no to being unrelenting, not being willing to give up control in an area, saying no to some authority figure, somebody that you allow to have too much authority over your life. Could be a parental figure. This can be saying no to the establishment. This can be saying no to an organization. This could be saying no to a belief you had or a path that you were committed to. This could be saying no to a marriage. This could be saying no to a Taurus. Okay. This is rebellion. You know, this is rebellion. There's some fixed structure here that you need to rebel from in order to be free here. You cannot give your power away to this outside authority. It only has the power to block you as much as you've invested in the power for it to do so. So there is something you need to see differently here. And I mean, we've had a lot of strong Taurus indications coming out here. You may be dealing with a Taurus, and this could be what is sort of, you know, creating blockage on your path and creating blockage from you being able to bring this new world into being. All right? It's keeping you in this energy of not being able to elevate into the fulfillment of that 10 of Pentacles. Or it looks like the 10 of Cups as well. Okay, so we got fruition energy on the board. Good fruition energy that wants to be nurtured to grow here. But there's something that stunts the growth. There's something that's acting as a blockage, and you're meant to rebel from this energy. Okay, that's a lot at stake. Let's get some cards out here in relation to this. What is at stake for the new world? Aries wants to call into being here. What's at stake for the new world that Aries wants to call into being here? Being able to heal a connection that's really important to you because you continue to invest in what is causing separation. It's something that is related to the past that needs to be transformed and healed. If you're hoping to bridge the gap here, that's what I feel. Okay, so this is some important connection to you. You really want to end some kind of separation or bring things back in balance, but you're kind of in a holding pattern here, right? So there is this energy. It's like whatever was set in place before, it's like it needs to be completely dismantled. And there's some energy here. It feels like some outside element, a third party element, which isn't always another person, though it can be. It'll be a little different for each of you, but something needs to be released so healing can happen. I feel like as long as that's in place, as long as there's this third energy in place, it creates blockage for the two to come together and have the healing that they're looking for here, right? Let's do a cut of the deck on that, get a little bit more clarity of that message. It's about what are you going to invest in here? The healing is what you want to invest in. So it's very clear here that something's got to give in a situation if you really want to experience this fulfillment and have the opportunity at a new beginning in a very important connection to you. You also have to invest in it. You know, it's like understand that once you start down this road, you're going to have to be all in. It can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to be all in completely, right? It does look like there's something that's a limiting factor or blocking factor that needs to be cut off here in order to really bring that vision into being that you're wanting here, okay? It's possible, but it's about you making the investment, and you have to decide if you're really all in. It's important deciding point here, okay? What's the cookie? What's the cookie for Aries? If, they do the work, they make the investment, what's the cookie? What's that sweet reward that comes in for Aries, right? What's the cookie? What's the sweet reward comes in for Aries, Spirit? Well, I see you rebelling. You're rebelling. You are, bringing down a tower of lies. You are getting a totally new perspective. This is revolutionary energy. It is your energy. I do feel like you're taking very strong action here. You're cutting through some deception. You're bringing down a house of lies. You're transforming something here. And this is good. This is good energy, okay? Also, Scorpio coming in there. So major initiation point. And this is good. I mean, the rebellion is the cookie. It feels good to rebel against this. It feels good to, live your life on your terms. This feels good. Whatever kind of moment this is, it's like revolutionary for you. Okay, it's a big moment. It's a big moment here. Yep. We have the 7 of Wands here in reverse. So, you're not fighting for something anymore that you recognize is not worth fighting for. And that's the pivotal moment. It's like you finally give up the fight in a situation, and it's that completely transforms the playing field. As soon as you stop fighting for something, and it looks like something you were fighting for before, really hard here, and with a lot of opposition coming at you, and you're like, I'm not fighting for this because I recognize I don't even want that. I know what I want. There's like alignment here coming in, and you're giving up what ended up being something that you realize, like, I wish I wouldn't have wished for that. That's what I keep getting. It wasn't as good as the fantasy. Like, the reality of it didn't match up to the fantasy. But there's something here that does. And that's what I see you're doing. You're not defending an old post here anymore because you're ready to take your spot at that North Node position. You're ready to sit in that hot seat. You're ready to own it. It's good. This is good energy. What do we got on the cut of the deck there? Yeah. Yep. You're done with this. You're done with betrayal. You're done with wasting your time. You're done with dealing with people who are shady, who rip you off financially, emotionally, spiritually. You're done. You're done. You're putting a fork in it. You're done with this. And for you, this is your reward. That's the cookie, to finally be done with this. You are ready for the rebirth. It's like getting to the other side of it. So Scorpio energy coming out pretty strong here for you too. Big initiatory time for you. And you're not going to be having your time wasted anymore. You're not going to be deceived anymore. You're not dealing with people who do you dirty. You're cutting that off. And that alone is your cookie. It's your sweet reward. Y'all, look at 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, so see, look, you independently come into this place of growth and financial abundance, and you're feeling really healthy and mind, body, spirits on lock. Like, this is good. This is pre-Empress energy. So this is excellent. And then the one, they become the two. They build together, you know? Really good positive energy here, man. Yeah, you're finding what the sabotaging influence or person in the mix is. You are really understanding what needs to be cut off to have the kind of growth and fulfillment that you want to see here. And I mean, it turns out well. All right, one more thing to look at here. What is the target that Aries should be aiming for during this lunar cycle leading up to the 15th with that full moon in Taurus? What is the target that Aries should be aiming for to set them on this strong track for their future? Pay the balance it out, settle that score, do what you need to do to leave behind this element. Let it be surrendered to the South Node with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, because whatever this is, there's no give and take there, and you know it, okay? And whatever you're coming into alignment with, it pours into you as you pour into it. So there's something here that is ready to be released. And once you release it, it's like you're free to go. The toll is paid to the troll, and you get over the bridge, you get to the other side. You start heading on up to your North Node. So this is what your focus should be on at this time, balancing this out. And that's judgment. So it's coming soon. Rise and shine. This is rebirth energy, okay? Renewal energy coming in here for you. Balancing out the South Node. You're activating that Stone of Destiny. And there it is. See? Because now you're living by your truth. And you're going to use that sword of truth. And you are going to arrive at that point of that victory that's assured. This is good. Good energy. Winter time will be quite important for you. All right, we're just going to close off with my new spill and spell letter dice, and we'll see what other messages want to come in. So let me just use this like rattling energy to just clear any negative vibes from the past. And let's see what messages want to come through here for you. See what we got. When I have another camera set up, maybe someday I'll show everyone, but you're just going to have to trust me with the words I see come through here. I'll call out names, anything that's significant. I see Bay, B-A-Y, Bay Area maybe coming in really strongly here. Okay, I also see B-A-E, Bay, before anyone else. Okay, so there's somebody here, you know who you really want to be with here, or it will become quite clear to you if it's not clear right now. Okay. I see the name Faye. Okay. You may be dealing with somebody named Faye. Somebody here may also have a connection to the Fae, F-A-E, as in fairy. Okay. There could be some glamour at work in this situation. Somebody could have been a bad fairy. Somebody who maybe is supposed to be somebody that you can count on, but double-crossed you a bit in this situation. I got SF, San Francisco, maybe a clue in relation to that. Again, Bay Area coming through that you need to be aware of there. And with that, I see Oi. This could be a punk, okay? This could make you go, Oi, vey, you know? Like, no, I can't even believe this situation, all right? This is somebody maybe who's always like flapping their gums. They got a lot to say. They got gum there. Or they like to chew their gum. Maybe they chew their gum in a really annoying way. I got RN there. This could be a registered nurse, you know, somebody you know. Interesting. Let's see. What else do we got here? I got Jay as a name. Let's see. I got Mo, M-O as a name. You can get some different names coming out here. I got dough. You're ready for some dough. You're ready to get your money on. Somebody owes you some dough. Let's see here. I got DC. Somebody's really into DC comics. Somebody may have gone to Comic-Con. Maybe into that stuff. I got Ruth as a name. Okay. Let's see here. Any other names coming through? I got Noah. Okay. I think you rode out a storm. People may have thought you were crazy, but when they see what you're going to get on the other side, they're going to be shut up pretty quick here. Just like Noah. They may not understand your vision, but your vision is focused on we. Maybe in the past it was focused on me, that there's some shift in perspective that's happening here, and this could be with another too. Let me see any other names coming through. Got fur coming in here. There may be somebody who likes to wear furs, or they like expensive things that's involved in this situation. You may receive a gift of a fur, expensive gift. Let's see what else we got here. I think when you see how things turn out, you're going to realize how weird things have been. Things work out in a really weird way, I feel. And things are about to get weird. Expect a lot of unusual, unexpected stuff to start to happen here. There could be a cab ride that's significant, okay? Or maybe you're like traveling and you're getting to your destination by cab, like maybe from the airport or something like that. Some of you, let's see, some of you may be going for a trip home to connect with somebody back home. Got Missouri coming in around that. Got Rhode Island, Michigan, Ohio, Massachusetts. You already had the Bay Area came in earlier. Okay, that's what I got for you. All right. Thanks for dropping in with me. Thanks for writing it out. I hope you got some good information to see you through this cycle. And hey, if you liked what I brought to the table, do be a good soul and give me a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up, do all the things. It's a nice way to say thank you and pour back into me as I try my best to pour into you all. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll see you soon.